Okay, now say Spectre never crashes.
Uh, Fetune for Francis.
Very good.
Hi.
Yes, hello YouTube, eager YouTube viewers. Today we're going to make a video short about interesting things to do when you run out of interesting things to do. So we are here in the Ballycaberry base on the old world I used to play on before I joined Globecraft. We're going to take a quick fly around the base so that you can see where we're at. Does that sound good, Petra?
Mm-hmm.
What do you love the best in Minecraft?
Um,
You're supposed to say flying.
the pets. I like pets.
You like pets? Oh, well, maybe we'll look at some pets. All right, let's go for a fly. So this is the Ballycaberry Castle and surrounding lands. It is pretty neat looking. This is the base that Ryuma was so gracious to make the video for me. And let's see. How do we go back? We go this way. So let's look at an interesting thing to do that I'm hoping none of you have seen done before. So here's our Atlas room. In this world, we've got the Atlas room, the courtyard, the hearth room, the historian's office, the sky room, Lost Piglin Farm where Gorokon resides, and all sorts of other stuff. So one thing interesting that you can do in your Minecraft world is you can build your base in your surrounding area, and then you can write the lore of it, or make a short story. And unlike writing a book in real life where you just have the book, in Minecraft, you can actually connect the world to the book that you write. So that's what we're going to do. Petra, should we read a story?
Okay.
You want to read a story? Okay, here we go. So we're going to read this actual short story I wrote called The Grove of Par Amor, and it's kind of a romantic tragedy. So let's go. It is a noble and passionate tale, the one of Knight Valus and the enchanting Lady Esmeralda. This story happened long ago, before the memory of any here today. At that time the land was not called Ballycaberry, except for yonder forest, and there sat no castle upon the mountain where we now stand. But there were smaller settlements spread out along the river. The brave families who would one day make up the nobility of today's impressive court were settled on the hill above the lake, near the lookout point where the wheat fields now grow. It was just a collection of humble wooden structures, thatched roof except for the blacksmith, and the town was not big enough to have a mayor or magistrate. It did have a sort of leader, that was the villager Valus, a sheep herder, but a man of reliable courage and grit. He was the group's defender in times of trouble, when brigands would come about or the large timber wolves would come down off the mountain. There were other settlements nearby, as I have said, one that was little more than a trapper's outpost in Hidden Valley, and another for fishing across the way by the Great Lake up north. There was also a few peasant homes or groups of families spread out along the plains, raising sheep or whatever they could grow and protect from the elements. Farther to the west there was a great town called Parish, with a proud magistrate. He collected dues from all the settlements along the river, even though they were not officially his subjects, and such services as you might expect they get in return, such as patrols or roads, he did not provide. The town of Parish was situated on the other side of the lake, in view of the mountain, and it was prosperous because of its more fertile land and lack of harsh weather that those who lived on the mountain had to endure. Are you enjoying the story so far, Petra? Not really. It's okay, sweetie. All right, Daddy has to keep reading. The town was pretty and surrounded by the thick wood with many oaks and white lilies, but nothing was so pretty and enchanting as was the young flower of the city, Esmeralda. She was not related to the magistrate, but was the daughter of a higher king, even further west, sent there to live safely at a convent. She had the most beautiful green eyes, and her hair was as dark as the raven. Her lips were the pale pink of the peony. She was a curious child, interested in all around her, and had no notion of her high status. Although counseled to stay inside the stone walls of her convent, she liked to leave the city and explore even beyond the lake, taking in the wide and beautiful scenery of the snowy mountain. It was one of these adventurous but ill-fated excursions that she was unwise and got caught in a terrible blizzard, lost on the southern slopes of the mountain. That would be, ooh, it's nighttime. That would be these slopes right here.
have to go to bed.
Should we go to bed before we read any more?
No, I don't want to read any more of that.
You don't want to read any more? But I wrote this story for Mommy. The beautiful lady Esmeralda. She is inspired by Mommy. She has Mommy's hair. And Daddy's a hair guy. You know that. Okay, let's finish the story and go to bed, just like every night. Okay, let's see. Slopes of the mountain. All right, blind in the swirling snow, she felt her slender frame was about to freeze, and she called out wildly for help, not knowing who might hear. Valus was on that evening, sitting atop a perch higher on the mountain, with only a wide bank of earth to protect him from the storm as he watched over his sheep. He heard a new sound, a faintly feminine cry, riding on the wind of that icy gale. He followed the sweet sound, sometimes barely audible, sometimes lost in the whirlwind, as he descended the mountain in search of its origin. He followed the faint esper to a bare rock where he found her collapsed on the ground, with her cloak pulled in tightly, heavy snowflakes gathering rapidly around her. Not letting his surprise catch him, Valus acted quickly to raise her up and carry her up the mountain. She was too cold to bring back to the town, so he took her to a cave he knew of with pure water, a hidden grotto in the peaks of the mountain, known only to him. There he built a fire and called his sheep to him. Working rapidly, he sheared them and made a heavy mass of wool he threw over her. Then he made the sheep to lie down next to her and keep her warm. What happened next was as natural and good as any two people finding warmth and safety together amidst a storm. During the following days, as they were snowed in, they fell in love. I hope you will not take this moment to think foul of the young Esmeralda. This was no moment of passion or loss of reasoning. She found in the deliberate character of Valus what she had been seeking, a person who was honest and without reservation. As boldly as he had rescued her from the storm, he made known his feelings for her and kept nothing from her. He was but a poor sheep-herder who knew little of the ways of educated men or cities, but just as he was taken by her grace and beauty, so also she was enchanted by his rugged will to endure. He returned her to the city when the storm was over, and the magistrate was greatly relieved that the important girl was not lost. But he did not reward Valus for his deed, or acknowledge his bravery. He sent him away and ordered him not to come near the girl again. There we go. But the two of them had their souls intertwined, so much so that they were hardly separate from one another. They met in secret at a secluded garden behind the convent and continued their courtship. Their love and passion for each other was greater than reason, and when the time came... Oh, that's so funny. I said a little while ago that it was not unreasonable love. Where did I say it? Yeah, it was not a loss of reasoning. That's so funny. Writer's error. And when the time came, they agreed to be married in secret, caring not for her privilege and obligation and his lack of merit. They did it in secret using an altar in the garden, saying the vows themselves under the watch of the moon. When they both declared their devotions, Esmeralda gave Valus a bright emerald as a wedding gift. It was a family heirloom, and she had enchanted it, she said, with her own soul, so that their marriage would be like the beauty and perfection of the stone. She told him to keep it with him always and never forget her. They left each other after that night, for they could not reveal their union. They lived separate lives, she in the castle and he on the castle of his mountain. They met as often as they could to be together, and when they were apart, Valus touched the green gemstone he had been given and remembered her. They lived out their days like this for many years, until the town was attacked by illagers and the magistrate was killed. When Valus took charge and led the attack that reclaimed the city, he was knighted and made Lord of Ballycaberry. He was then able to marry his bride, though they never told anyone their secret. Marry his bride in public, I think that's supposed to say. That was not known until many years later, and now today young couples make a pilgrimage to the ruins of the old garden to kneel at the secret altar and make their vows to each other. That's why it's now called Lover's Garden. So that's the story I wrote. I had a lot of fun writing it. And then, if you're in this world and you see the story, this is the tale of Gorikon, but that's a tale for another day. But if you read that story, and then you can come over here to the atlas, and you look, and we just learned about Lover's Garden. And then we look over here and we see, oh, Lover's Grove. What could that be? Across the lake? Could that be the place? Well, let's go fly there. Let's go fly there and take a look. That's my cow farm. I know it's out of control. Okay, here we go. What do you think, Petra? Is it pretty?
It is kind of like that. My face that. It's just like a foul tree. A foul. It is just like what we're going into or build.
Oh, it looks like the things that Daddy likes to build.
Yeah, it's like that thing that we'll build yourself that flowers.
In the other world? Yeah, because it's a garden. So if we come here, this is sort of like the ruined walls growing in between the trees of the old convent. And then if we come in here, it's Esmeralda's soul stone. So this is actually the convent that she stayed at, or the ruins of it. And this was the garden behind the convent where they took their wedding vows. And there's light white lilies here to show that it's like a pure and sacred place. So, yep. This was my last project before I left this world to join Globe. I was going to make more. I'll do this on Globe at some point, but that's just yet another fun thing to do in Minecraft to express your talents. So, thank you guys for watching. Let's say goodbye, Petra.
Bye!
Okay, now say, Spectre never crashes.
Spectre never crashes.
Very good. And now,
And also, I like Charmander.
you like Charmander? Very good. Everybody will know.
Everybody will know that.
All right, thank you, sweetie.
You're time for to go to bed.
What do you love the best in Minecraft? You're supposed to say flying.
The pets. I like pets.
You like pets? Oh, well, maybe we'll look at some pets.